Okay, so in this session, we will discuss how this addition and subtraction is going to be implemented in the computer system. Okay, so as far as this unit is concerned, we are discussing about how ALU is going to implement all its operations, out of which all the arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division plays a key role, and the hardware required for doing this addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then the flow chart. Okay, so this completes, this will explain you how ALU is going to do all the operation with respect to addition and subtraction. Now, to perform addition and subtraction, the hardware required is we have to always this addition and subtraction is going to involve two operands. Okay, usually we call one operand as addend. Okay, another operand as augend. So addend and augend. So addend and augend has to be kept in separate registers. So we'll be using accumulator to keep augend. Another operand is referred as addend. It will be placed in the BR register. Okay. After having these operands in these two registers, directly do the addition. And if there is any overflow, that will be maintained in a separate carry flag. Okay. It can be E flag or it can be V flag or any flag bit for that matter. Here V refers to overflow. And this is going to be the requirement for performing addition. And in case of subtraction, okay, so if I want to add a and b, so this operand is going to be called as addend, augend, and another operand is called as addend. Now if I consider subtraction a minus b, okay, one operand has to be, we have to take 2's complement, so this is going to be called as subtrahend. Okay, this is going to be subtrahend. This operation is going to be called as minend. So the minend you are not going to disturb, so that you will keep it in the AC register, and subtrahend you are going to keep it in another register called BR, and the second operand only we will be taking 2's complement. So BR complement plus 1. So BR bar means it is 1's complement. So BR will be having the second operand. You take 1's complement, that is represented as BR dash, and then if you add 1 it will give you 2's complement. So always you have to take 2's complement of the second operand. For that purpose you are doing like that, and then adding with the first operand as such. Again you can encounter any overflow, so that will be indicated with the V flag. So this is going to be the hardware requirement for performing this addition and subtraction. The actual hardware used is depicted in this figure. So the B register will always receive the second operand, whether it is addition or subtraction. Okay, and the another operand will be the first operand. The first operand will be always given in the A register, and the sign will be represented in AS, and the sign of the second operand will be in BS. So you need two registers, A register, B register. Of course, the notation may vary. You don't get confused. One operand in one register, another operand in another register. Okay. Now, if we are going to use the same hardware setup for both addition and subtraction. How it is going to be differentiated, that is going to be identified by this mode control. Okay. So if I want to perform addition, this mode control will be set to 0. If it is going to be 0, what happens? The complementer is not going to work. Okay, so the second operand B, it will be directly passed on to the parallel adder. We have the parallel adder to perform this addition, so the second operand will be directly passed here, and first operand will be available in the A register, that will go to the parallel adder through this line, and the second operand without doing any complement, because the mode control is 0, it will reach the parallel ladder here as such. So the parallel ladder, after receiving the first operand and the second operand, it will check the input carry. To start with, the input carry also will be 0. So 0 will be given, one first operand, second operand, it will add these two operands, the input carry 0, it will generate the sum will be again stored back in the same register, and that is the reason that A register is always going to be called as accumulator. One operand will be stored in accumulator. After doing the operation, the result also will be accumulated back in the same register. The sign bit will be reflected in AS. If there is any output carry, excess carry coming out of this, that will be stored in the E flip flop. Here we have referred it as V, so it can be E or V. Okay, and if there is any arithmetic overflow happening, that will be indicated with the AVF flip flop. Okay, so for doing this addition, first operand in A register, second operand in B register directly pass through the complementer without any complement operation. The mode control will be 0. So because it is 0, it will be directly doing this addition, and you will be getting the sum here. And in case of subtraction, this mode control, for subtraction the mode control will become 1, so it will become 1. So instead of 0 you'll be getting a 1 here. So when 1 is given, this complementer will be activated. The second operand which is given as b, effort as b, it will be complemented and you will be getting it as b bar. Okay, here a the first operand will be given to parallel order, so a plus b bar, and of course the same mode control is going to come here, so this will become 1. So what you will have in the parallel ladder, a is there, b bar is there, and then plus 1. So a plus b bar plus 1 is nothing but a plus 2's complement of b, which is nothing but subtraction. So it will do the subtraction also with the same parallel ladder setup. So this is going to be the hardware requirement for both performing addition and subtraction. Hope this would be clear to you. Now we will just see the flow chart. So this is going to explain you the flow chart for representing or implementing this addition and subtraction operation. So you first we will just start with add operation. As I already told, argand in A, addend in B. So the input is given like this, plus A, and then the operation is plus, and then we have to add with plus B. So A plus B. So in case of addition, if the signs are same, you will be doing addition. If the signs are different, you will be doing subtraction. So if the operation is plus, you compare the signs. That's what we have seen in the previous table. If the signs are same, do addition. Signs are same means do addition. The signs are different, do subtraction. Okay. Now for comparing the signs of these two numbers, we are going to do this XOR operation on AS and BS. So XOR operation, you all know, it is going to compare the two operands. So the output of XOR gate, if the inputs are same, it will be 0. If the inputs are different, it will be 1. Okay. If the output of this XOR gate is 0, it means the signs are same. If the signs are same, that is AS and BS are equal. If the signs are same, you just do the addition. For doing this addition, you do A plus B and the answer will be available in EA. And if there is any carry coming out of this addition which is available in E, so that will be transferred to this AVA flip-flop. Okay, that is representing this arithmetic overflow. And this completes the addition operation. Is the step clear to you? Okay. In case of addition operation, if the signs are different like this, plus a plus minus b, or if you are just going to take the case minus a plus b. Here in this case we have addition, but the signs are different. If the signs are different, what we have to do? We have to do the subtraction. So subtraction has to be done from bigger number, smaller number should be subtracted from the bigger number and attach the sign of the bigger number. That is going to be the logic. Okay, now if it is 1, okay, the XOR output, if it is 1, what it means? The signs are different. If the signs are different, you will be coming to do the subtraction operation. So this is going to be the circuit for subtraction operation. Okay. Now and again, in case of subtraction operation, as we told, we have minand in A and subtrahend in B. There also we will be comparing the signs. So in case of subtraction, suppose for example, if plus A, okay, and it is going to have minus B. Now what happens? The signs are different. If the signs are different during the subtraction operation, how we will change it? We will retain the first operand as such. Okay. Then this minus will be transformed to plus and this minus will be transformed to plus. Okay. Now what happens in subtraction operation? If the signs are different, then it converges to addition. So when we are doing the subtraction operation, we compare the signs of the two operands. If they are different, that is 1 means they are different. If it is different, then you have to do only addition. So the flow will come to this addition process. Okay. So to summarize, in case of addition, if the signs are same, do addition. And in case of subtraction, if the signs are different, then do addition. So this will be like this. And the other two leftover cases, in the case of addition operation, if the signs are different, you have to do subtraction, so you will come here. And for subtraction operation, when you will do subtraction, if the signs are same, like minus a minus b. So if the signs are same, now what is that you are going to do? Minus a, this minus will be plus, and you will change the sign of the second operand, it will become plus. Now the signs are different, so you will be you have to do the subtraction. Okay, so minus a plus b. If the signs are same during the subtraction operation, it has become converted like this, and this will end up in a subtraction operation. So you will be following the subtraction flow chart. And here as and bs are same, so during the subtraction operation, if the signs are same, it will be transformed to subtraction operation. So you come here, a plus b bar plus 1. So that's what we have discussed here. So you will be doing the subtraction and store the answer here. And if there is any output carry obtained, that will be transformed to AVF. But now this is a subtraction operation. In subtraction operation, there is no possibility for arithmetic overflow. Okay. So AVF will be set to 0. And now after doing like this, now what is the responsibility here? We have to set the sign of the result. So to set the sign of the result, what we have to do? We have to compare the two operand sign. So for that purpose, first we will check the E flip flop. Okay, so when the E flip flop is going to be 0, then if it is 0, it means that A will be less than B, and if this E flip flop is going to be 1, so during this operation, if E is going to be 1, then A is going to be greater than or equal to B. Okay, now here case, in this case, if A is less than B, we are doing the subtraction, so we are trying to subtract B from A, and already A is a lesser number, so obviously the sign should be should be complemented. So what we are trying to do, whatever is there in the sign of A, it is complemented because B is the bigger number. B sign should be attached to the result. So we have to complement it. Okay, you all know the signs are same here, only then you have reached this path. Now you have to complement the sign of A, and A equal to A bar, and then you have to complement the number also. So A plus 1, A equal to A plus 1. So finally what you will get, the answer will be a negative number. So you have to take 2's complement. So 2's complement, how you will write 2's complement? It is nothing but A equal to A bar plus 1. Okay, you have taken complement already. After taking the complement only A is having, so that answer should be incremented with 1. So then you will get the exact answer. Now the sign, whatever the original sign that you are complementing, okay, that is going to be the sign of the result. Now coming to this side, if E equal to 1, what it indicates, when you are doing this addition, if E flip flop is 1, then there is a possibility for overflow, A greater than or equal to B. Again here we have two cases, it can be greater or it can be equal. Okay, now we will check for A value itself. If the accumulator value itself is 0, what it means, this is the condition for A equal to B. When A and B are equal, when during the subtraction only you will get 0. So if A is 0, A is equal to B. If A is equal to B, I think both are having the same answer. So better it is a positive 0. So set the sign bit as 0. Otherwise, whatever is there in A, if it is not equal to 0, then you don't disturb that A. Here this is a condition for less than B, that means you have to take the sign of B, or you change the sign of A, because they are different. Okay, so you are complementing here. So this completes the discussion of this flowchart. So you go through the flowchart for addition and subtraction operation. We have two pathways, addition and subtraction. So we will always do addition if the signs are same. In subtraction operation, if the signs are different, then you will do addition. Okay, so I think that's what we have discussed in the previous table. So we have 8 cases. Okay, 8 possible cases. Okay, addition operation, subtraction operation, and in case of addition operation, we can have the same signs. Okay, in case of addition operation, we can have the same signs, or we can have different signs. And similarly, in the subtraction operation also, we can have same signs and different signs. Okay, so during addition operation, if the signs are same, again you will proceed with addition. Okay, during addition operation, if the signs are different, though it is addition, you will always perform only subtraction operation. And in the same way, when you commit for come for subtraction operation, there it will be the reverse. If the signs are same, then you will be doing the subtraction operation. Okay, then if the signs are different, you will be doing the addition operation. So this is going to cover all the 8 cases. So during addition, if the signs are same, do plus. And during subtraction, if the signs are different, so during subtraction operation, if the signs are different, then also you will be doing this addition. Okay, and this subtraction operation will come for both the cases. In plus, you are checking for signs, so signs are different here, so you will come to this path. And for subtraction operation, if the signs are different, then also you will be doing this case. So here, what is that you are trying to do? You are going to take 2's complement of the second operand, add it, and store the result, and whatever is there in the E flip flop, it is going to not be considered. We will just set the AVF as 0. Why AVF is set to 0? For subtraction, there is no possibility for arithmetic overflow. Now we have to decide the sign of the result. So what could be the sign of the result? If A and B are equal, it is always going to be plus. So that is going to be covered in this case. So, and if A is going to be greater than B, then the sign should be the sign of A. The sign of the result should be the sign of A. If A is less than B, then the result should be sign of B, or otherwise whatever is the sign of A, that you have to complement, because these two are different. So that is what we have explained in this part of this flowchart. This completes the discussion of addition and subtraction operation. We have discussed the hardware requirement. We have discussed where the operands will be initialized, and how the actual operation will be implemented by seeing this flowchart. So if it is asked in the examination, you should be in a position to explain the hardware setup, the algorithm, initialization procedure, and also how the exact operation will happen with the help of this flowchart. Thank you.